Crash and burn.
Hey everybody. So tonight I would like to discuss the 2008 Australian vigilante action film, I guess, and that is The Horseman. This movie is so heavy, and that is 100% due to the primary character, Christian, played by Peter Marshall. That is 100% on him because he wears his pain on his face so effectively from start to finish that this is like one of the most tragic movies I have ever seen. The story is simple enough. He sent a video cassette where it looks like his teenage runaway daughter, Jessie, is drugged and gang raped, and then she dies, and it just sets him off, and he proceeds to hunt down all of the individuals responsible for his daughter's death, and he systematically tortures and kills them all. Now, it sounds simple. Maybe you've seen this all before. And of course, technically we have. This was set up way back when. Very effectively, too, with the Death Wish movies. With what Paul Kersey, played by Charles Bronson, would go through in the first Death Wish movie as a result of what Jeff Goldblum and his gang of rapists would do to Kersey's wife and daughter. Now, the first Death Wish movie is incredibly serious. But then, of course, Canon would buy the rights and the movies would get a lot more goofy. And there's no Death Wish, Chuck Bronson kind of fun about this movie. This is just us watching Christian kind of fall apart. And like, he's constantly holding back the urge to break down. And this entire movie is pulled off because of the pain in Christian's face. And the thing is, aside from this movie being absolutely gut-wrenching and heartbreaking and memorable and real and raw and fucking vicious, I'm not sure if his daughter was gang raped. One of the guys, as he's torturing him, says, "We didn't rape her." And I never really got the impression that she was being raped. I think she was a runaway drug addict who'd probably been trouble her whole life. And then she got hooked up with some really dangerous people. They got her excessively high, and they make porn. And as the result of her being gangbanged in it, she overdoses. But I'm just not sure if this was a rape/snuff film, the way that Christian believes it is. Now, this is his daughter. I mean, you can't get between that. That's how the father sees it. That's how the father sees it. But I'm just not sure if rape came into it. And I think his daughter was just a drug addict. And she played things a little fast and loose. And these guys took advantage of that. And I still don't agree with what they did to him. And I even can kind of get on board with Christian's rage. And I can understand why he would lash out this way. But I'm just not sure if they deserved it. But then, along the way, throughout his revenging travels, he meets another runaway, a girl by the name of Alice. And this sort of like fragile friendship sort of starts to develop between the two of them. And you can see at times that maybe he's sort of making up for lost time with his daughter, with Alice. And everything comes to a head. The dudes, they end up getting the upper hand, the couple of them that are left, and they catch him and her. And they do rape her. So then it's as if, oh, my light just went. Again, it's like maybe they did rape her because one of them rapes Alice at the end of this. So then I'm back and I'm confused, but I always got the vibe that the guys just gangbanged her and she overdosed. They might have profited off the idea of making a snuff film because she did legitimately die. But Christian just wears his pain on his face so well that this movie is almost unwatchable. I always feel a touch like crying just because Peter Marshall's performance is so fucking spot on that I believe that his daughter Jessie was a real person and Christian was actually her father. And he goes after these guys with like the fucking fire of hell behind him and nothing gets in his way. And this movie is just brutal. And that's where I'm going to leave it. So thank you so much for hanging out with me for just about 5 minutes while I discussed the probably little known 2008 film, The Horseman. Like always, if you like this review or you like this movie, don't forget to do something nice for somebody. But most importantly, please don't forget that the world is actually a better place because you are in it. I'm going to get out of here because talking about The Horseman made me feel really sad. I'm going to go do something fun, like listen to a lot of Taylor Swift. Have a good night.